CCP has just dropped the first ever faction campaign into the world of New Eden, and on top of that, 8 entirely new Empire ships to go along with these campaigns. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Stellar Transmuter Research Campaign, which is the Minmatar and Amarr side of these duo campaigns, but there will also be a follow-up video, which is talking about the Anthenoon Stargate Construction Campaign, so keep an eye out right here on this channel for that coming up soon. If you are new here, my name is Interdimensional. I'm your guide to all things New Eden and exploration extraordinaire. If you do like this content, go ahead and smash that like, comment, subscribe button. I'll wait. So in this video, we're going to be tackling this topic in 4 major aspects. We're going to go over the event overview, then we're going to talk about the site specifics, the ship rewards that you get, and my final thoughts on the whole campaign. So to start off, what is this campaign? Well, the campaign here is the Stellar Transmuter Research. The Capsuleers are engaging in factional warfare to gain valuable sun harvesting research for either the Amarr, Minmatar, or possibly even both of the empires. The faction warfare players can fight for control of the Ugidi constellation for passive progress. The non-faction warfare players, however, can complete data sites in the Ugidi constellation to gather these stellar research data tokens, which can then be turned in to the empires for points and blueprints of these new Empire ships. We don't know exactly how long this campaign is going to last, but CCP has confirmed that the outcome could be that neither, either, or even both empires could complete their research. It's really all down to the Capsuleers to get out there and go complete these for their selected empires. And that's pretty much kind of the overview of the entire campaign. We're going to go ahead and dive in next to me taking on a site, and I'm going to talk about what the site is and how to kind of do it a little bit while we see me do that in the background. So to start off, these are level 3 data sites, and in order to scan them, you need to have some kind of scanning device. However, when you warp to the signature, it will create a overview bookmark or an overview celestial beacon that anyone in the system can then see and warp to your site. Once you do land on the site, there is an acceleration gate. This acceleration gate will only accept T1 and faction frigates. So no T2 frigates, no destroyers, nothing crazy like that. But it will allow like worms or Caldari Navy hookbills or probes, just a simple probe. Once you do get into the site, these are faction warfare zones, and as such have faction warfare NPC frigs defending the site. So whichever side controls the system will control the NPC rats, and it will be on their side. If you are of neither faction warfare group, they will always be hostile to you. However, if you want to kind of cheese this and can easily join a faction warfare militia, I would suggest the Amarr for this one because they very easily control all the systems. Then you can easily kind of negate this and just go about the site without killing the NPC frigs. However, if you do want to fight them, they are decently deadly, and I do recommend bringing in a weapons first and then hacking ability frigate, or a friend, or an entire fleet in fact, to split the jobs and take on the sites that way. And the last little note is that the Amarr frigates do EM and thermal damage as you would expect. They are, Amarr frigates shooting lasers, nothing out of the ordinary here. I imagine we'd see something fairly similar, ordinary rats from the Minmatar side, if and when they control any systems. As for the hacking part of the site, it's pretty standard fare. There are about 9 cans. They are a difficulty green, yellow, and red. So some of them you need to be able to hack pretty efficiently. Other ones you can do very easily. And then it seems that they all drop pretty much the same loot from what I could gather. And that is essentially only these stellar research data tokens. And these are little lootable objects that you can then haul over to your empire's like trade area, which is the but you can trade in these tokens at a 10-to-1 ratio, and then you can buy the new BPCs. But before we talk about these new ships, let's talk about you. If you've made it this far into the video, good job and thank you. I will be giving away some Heron Scope Syndication skins. These are hot off the block, and all you have to do is answer the question of which side or sides do you want to complete their research task. That's going to be a Mar or a Minmatar, your choice. And again, if you like this content, like and subscribe, you know the drill. Okay, so new ships. All 4 major empires got a new Navy faction Explo Frig and Battle Cruiser. In this video, I'm going to just be talking about the Minmatar and Amar ones, because those are the ones that you can get doing this side of the campaign. But in the next video, I will talk about the Caldari and Calenti ones for their campaigns. So first up, the Magnate Navy issue. It does have the same scan strength and virus strength bonuses as the regular Magnate, but it also has a laser damage bonus and the ability to easily fit a combat probe launcher to it. It lost some drone bandwidth and a hint of CPU, but it did gain some tank, a low slot, and some power grid for putting 2 small lasers onto it, so it's combat capable. Personally, I think that the added cost is not something you really want in an exploration frigate, but it is possible that these new ships might find some niche supremacy if CCP does make some content, kind of like this latest campaign data sites, where they are in fact the best choice. We'll just kind of have to see. Following in that same vein, we have the Probe Fleet issue. So again, it has the same scan strength and virus strength as the regular probe, but it's also got a missile rate of fire bonus and the ability to easily fit a combat probe to it as well. Again, it lost some drone bandwidth and a hint of CPU, but again, it gained some tank and a utility high slot, a touch of speed, and some power grid to help accommodate these combat and missiles a little bit better. My thoughts on this one is, it's essentially the same as my thoughts on the Magnate Navy issue. So far, I kind of think these ships are bad and dumb, but I am excited to see what other use you guys find for them and kind of how they fulfill their roles in the future. We'll just have to see. Moving on to the Battle Cruiser side of things, let's talk about the Prophecy Navy issue. This is going to be a laser boat that traded in resist and drone bandwidth, but for more of a brick tank and a specialized laser system, or just, better lasers. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this change, as I liked the base model, and I liked how it could, easily adapt with any of the weapon systems available to it. And the Harvey Navy issue, it's already a good laser damage option. I think I would rather see some kind of like E-War ship fill the Prophecy Navy issue, or like a target disruption, something of that nature. But we'll see where this goes. And lastly, the Cyclone Fleet issue. The Minmatar have decided that damage and speed is more important than shield boosting, and as such have taken off the shield boosting bonus from their Cyclone and replaced it with explosion velocity and sig radius bonuses for their new fleet issue. On top of that, the new ship does get more tank, a smidge more speed, and an extra launcher top slot. In my opinion, this is the best new ship by far that got released, as it can be tanked any way you want it now, armor or shield. It's a hard ship for battleships to shoot, but it's a hard ship for smaller ships to deal with. It's great at shredding cruisers and destroyers with that explosion velocity bonus. So I do kind of expect to see this particular ship see a lot of action when it becomes affordable. And then lastly, my final thoughts for the event in general. Well, I was initially very excited for this campaign, and it turned out to, kind of not really be anything that I care about at all. It might be fun for the people who are interested in the faction warfare side of things, or people looking for a kind of concentrated area for PvPing in smaller ships. But with such terrible rewards for profit-seeking PvEers, I feel like the content is going to dry up relatively quickly, maybe a few weeks, and I think these things are kind of designed for like months or something. Furthermore, you know, there's no set end date, and each side doesn't really know what the reward is even gonna be for completing their task. So it's just like, oh, I guess fill up this bar and something good might happen. You know, it all just kind of feels like a big flop to me. But you know, what do you guys think of the campaigns? At the very least, are you excited to see some new tech in the game for running these things, or you know, do you think they're going to eventually add a cool layer of stuff to do in the game? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Watch some of the other videos; they're pretty good. You can learn a lot, especially about exploration. And with that, I will see you guys in the future. Ciao.